because we have no tax education in this country, it is very easy to miss out on things that are actually there on purpose to help you that you miss when you don't even know that they exist. But I really grew up believing in, our democracy. I did learn some civics in school, and I felt like there are really important things about this country that are worth preserving, worth fighting for. And dear listener, to me, one of those things is you. Welcome to the Sunlight Tax Podcast. In this show, we're talking about taxes, money, and careers for self-employed people who have a big vision for changing the world with their work. I'm your host, Hannah Cole, artist, design nerd, tax pro, author of Taxes for Humans, and the founder of Sunlight Tax. If you're a creative, wellness, or mission-driven entrepreneur who wants to grow your business sustainably, manage your taxes, and build a stash of fuck you money so you can control your time and have a bigger impact with your work, you are in the right place. Hello. I am recording this podcast the day before my book goes out into the world and is available at bookstores. I'm so excited for this moment. It has been years in the making, and I'm just so excited for the moment where you get to take this book into your hands and read it and feel all the love that I poured into it. And I challenge you not to feel that love. I think you're going to. So what I want to bring you today is really a question. Can taxes be good? And I have a theory on this. I'm going to let you read between the lines. But I want to talk to you about the mission behind this book. First and foremost, the mission is to help you have more money and power. But why? Why does that matter so much to me? That's because what I see is that people who are historically underrepresented, we see problems in the world that aren't being addressed. We have a superpower there, right? And when we are better represented, we do more good and we help the world be more fair and equitable and meet the needs of everyone, not just a certain type of highly advantaged person. The other thing is, I believe in democracy. I believe in a society that cares for children, cares for people who were born unlucky, and I care about a society where we feel connected to each other towards a broader mission, some principles that we all believe in. I don't know about you, but some of those for me are free speech, freedom of movement, those freedoms I really love and appreciate. And I don't take for granted that this is a country that has made those things possible for many/most of us. It is imperfect, though. So let me just read you a little bit from Taxes for Humans. I want to make clear that it is not a book that is just about activism. Very much not. That's more like a little whisper coming through the floorboards of this book. But the book itself is really about how to do your taxes, how to understand your money, and how to really get all of the benefits that taxes have for you, which is many. And because we have no tax education in this country, it is very easy to miss out on things that are actually there on purpose to help you that you miss when you don't even know that they exist. So here's a sentence I'm reading from the introduction to my book, Taxes for Humans, about what this book is. All right, here goes. This book is a judgment-free guide for freelancers, solopreneurs, creatives, students, weirdos, visionaries, their partners, and people who give a damn about democracy. Yeah, I know democracy doesn't get people to the polls. Democracy is a big concept, but I really grew up believing in our democracy. I did learn some civics in school, and I felt like there are really important things about this country that are worth preserving, worth fighting for. And dear listener, to me, one of those things is you. I love that creative weirdos, people who are really passionate about their special thing, their special gift in the world and bringing it to the world. That's who I want to fight for. That's what I think is good. And I think people like us are really well positioned to be amazing agitators, advocates, movers, because we shape the culture. And so I think if this group of people that I love so much, this passionate group of people, knows more about what makes taxes fair, what's good about the tax code in your own pocket, what is benefiting you, it will help us do the things in this country that we really need to and want to do. All right. So let me just read a little excerpt from the book about this, and then I just have a couple event invitations for you if you want to meet me in person and talk about this. To tell me about your work. I would love to meet you. All right. So from my book, Taxes for Humans, why should you even care about taxes? Taxes are our agreement as a society. They fuel our country. Taxes build our social safety net, our roads, our schools, our military, our green energy initiatives. You name it. Taxes are the broccoli of democracy. You might prefer Jolly Ranchers, but if you base your whole diet on those, your democracy isn't going to function. Like it or hate it, we need taxes. The tax code is built on incentives that encourage people to do things that aren't in the country's interest. We create incentives for things we value. This can change over time, and it varies quite a bit, depending on who we elect. These incentives work well for people who know the law, but there is a disconnect when people don't know the law. Tax education would be very helpful for all U.S. taxpayers. In a capitalist society, taxes create a lot of incentives for businesses. What most freelancers don't realize are that your freelance work counts as a business and can access these incentives, and that these incentives kick in quickly and are way more generous than you'd expect. The tax code is built to give you a financial boost as you start a new business, even a tiny one. Don't worry, I'll teach you about this in Chapter 3 and in Chapter 4. Incentives like these are here right now for you. I get it. We've been trained to have a knee-jerk feeling that taxes are burdensome. You've never really considered that the tax code does all kinds of cool things to put money in your pocket at key moments in your life when you need it. But it does. Here are some examples. A bigger tax refund the year you start a business or have an unexpected loss in your business. Tax savings when you set money aside for your retirement, your family's education, or health care. An ability to access cash in your retirement account without penalty when you buy your first home or when you're the victim of domestic abuse. Cash back when you've been hurt by a natural disaster. Cash in your pocket when you are poor but working and supporting children. I can go on, but you get the idea. Taxes don't just take from you, they give back to you too. Know this because it helps you get everything they're intended to give you. All right, and there are a couple of sides in this book, and I'm going to read them too because this is this is part of the story. All right, here's an aside. This knee-jerk tax reaction is no accident. Most people want the rich to pay their fair share and pay back into the country that helped them build that wealth. If you're a billionaire, it's a bad look to want to cut taxes for billionaires when it's self-interested and benefits only you and your friends with yachts. So you need a strategy to get middle-class people to not want you to pay taxes. How? The current strategy sows distrust in government so that people don't have faith in it and associate the word burden with taxes. It positions politicians who cut taxes as relieving people's burden, rather than seeing what they are really doing, which is taking money from the poor and middle class and giving it to billionaires. All right, moving on. Taxes give us societal benefits we can't get on our own. Think military protection, roads and bridges, educated neighbors, food safety, scientific research, natural disaster recovery, and so on. If we chose to, taxes could also provide universal health care, free vocational and university education, affordable childcare for working families, and public transportation that reduces carbon emissions. Other democracies have chosen these benefits already. Did you know that the U.S. tax code subsidizes your business expenses to create an incentive for you to make investments in growing your business? Even for a company of one or a weird niche micro-business. It's true. Giving you a deduction for what you buy for your business isn't a given. It's a societal choice to incentivize you to grow because businesses that invest in themselves are more likely to succeed. They spend a lot of money in the economy, and when they grow, they spend more, plus they start to hire. They grow the U.S. GDP, and they pay taxes. It's a virtuous cycle. Helping U.S. businesses grow is a top priority of the U.S. government. There's a reason that people come to the U.S. to start businesses. The U.S. tax code makes it so easy. Compare us to almost any other country, and suddenly you start to understand why the United States has 3 times more startups than all of Europe, or that a whopping 44% of Fortune 500 companies were started in the United States by the children of immigrants. It's good to be a business in the United States. People in the United States may feel down on this country, but these numbers prove that people in other countries want the opportunity that we in the U.S. often take for granted. The face of U.S. business is changing in exciting ways. More businesses today have missions to benefit society and the planet. See the growing B Corp movement. And more women, BIPOC, queer folks, and other historically marginalized groups are forming businesses to reflect our values and serve the unique, unmet needs of our communities. While the business world may still be more male and more white than the overall population, more people of diverse backgrounds are stepping in and making change with new businesses of their own. When you are self-employed, even when you're purpose-driven and anti-capitalist, you're still a business. Getting clear on this unlocks all your tax benefits. Also, it's not evil to be a business. Purpose-driven businesses that solve real problems are doing incredible good for the world. Who better to have money and use tax rules to their full advantage? You are who this is for. Your work is important. Also, you're a business before you think you are. That matters because it means that you need to learn the system now to utilize all the benefits available to you at the beginning when you really need it. Don't wait and miss out. The IRS recognizes your business starting point way sooner than you thought. It's not at the moment you make your first sale or when you first break even or when you decide you're ready to incorporate. Nope, the IRS sees you as a business the moment you first advertise. This means when your website goes live, you post about it on social media, or when you send your first announcement email to friends and family. You might not even realize you're advertising. Are you chatting with someone in your DMs about how you can help them solve their problem? That's advertising. For most freelancers, this entitles you to tax benefits years before you thought you would get any. Knowing this stuff is key to getting those benefits. All right. I hope that's been interesting. Let me know. Hit me up. Send me a message on @SunlightTax on Instagram if you want to talk to me about that content. I'm definitely curious what you think. I know it is not what you are used to hearing from accountants. But I really want to show you that this book has a real sense of hope and optimism. And God damn it, we need that now. So I hope you will notice that and feel that feeling inside of it. All right. Speaking of optimism, I have a big bonus that is actually expiring today at noon. So if you're one of those early listeners who hits play immediately on the podcast, you still have a moment to get in on my Black Friday Super Bright bonus, which is all the visuals from my book and workbook, including some really awesome checklists like what's a big deal and what's not a big deal, how to triage to know when you need a tax pro and when you can DIY your taxes, as well as some really cool visuals like, do I itemize? And how does a tax return actually work? Yes, I made visuals that make these things sort of feel suddenly clear. So if you're interested in getting that, and it also comes with a course about how to unlock the secrets of your tax return, and also a second course about getting more money. It's my most popular course, IRS Proof Your Business Deductions and Get Every Dollar. So that whole package, those visuals, unlocking the secrets of your tax return, getting more money from every deduction, those 3 things are available as a bundle when you buy both the book and the workbook. And it's pretty easy to get. You just fill out the form at sunlighttax.com/superbright. It's just a quick little form and you upload the receipt to show me that you bought the book and the workbook. Wherever you bought them is fine. And I will send you instantly over email those 2 courses and those visuals. I think they're really, really helpful and awesome, and they're meant to really supplement the book and give you something fast and hand-holding that will really help. Also, tomorrow is my book launch party. I'm so excited to meet you in person, to sign some books, to drink champagne with you, just to celebrate the long journey that has taken me to getting this book out into the world and it connecting with you. That is the whole purpose of it. I really wrote this book to be connective, and so having live events this year is a big priority of mine, and I'm really hoping I get to meet you. So if you're in the Asheville area, Wednesday, December 3rd at my gallery, the Tracy Morgan Gallery at 22 London Road. That's where the party is going to be. It's from 6 to 8. And from 6 to 6:30, we're doing a live podcast taping with the jewelry marketing expert, Liz Cantner, who has an awesome podcast called Success with Jewelry. She's going to be interviewing me about the book, about jeweler's deduction. So if you are a maker, especially, this party is going to be awesome for you. Don't miss that podcast taping, so come early. I'll see you at 6. Otherwise, just come, have a glass of champagne. I'm happy to sign a book and say hello. I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to just celebrate with you. It's been a long journey, and connecting with you is the whole reason I do it. So I hope you can come. More details about the party at sunlighttax.com/party. And if you are not in the Asheville area, I am keeping an events listing. So you can check out if there's an event coming near you. I am doing the places you might expect me to go: New York, Montclair, New Jersey. I'm working on a place in Boston. Might get myself to San Francisco, and I definitely am doing an event in Bentonville, Arkansas. So check it out. If you're interested if you're nearby any of those places, you can see sunlighttax.com/events to check out all the events I'm doing this year that are open for you to join me. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. I will see you next week. Bye. Thank you for listening. If you like the show, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend. It really helps. I'm so grateful. My tax guide, Taxes for Humans, is available wherever you buy books and at sunlighttax.com/book. This podcast is for education and entertainment only. Nothing in this episode should be taken as individual tax or financial advice. You can find all the tools, books, and links I reference at sunlighttax.com/podcast.